Hello guys, welcome back to this group. We have met before, but now we are coming with new material. Now we are gonna talking about Article 4, Paragraph 2 or final text. But before that, I need to introduce the member of this group. We are consist of 3 people. The first is me, my name is Rizkawati, and the others are Tessa Lorencia and Krisansen Wanadi. For the first material, I will give you the definition of Article 4, Paragraph 2, the object, and also the payment mechanism. Let's continue to the first slide. First is we have to know the definition of income tax, Article 4, Paragraph 2, or final tax. Is the income tax on a certain types of income which is final and cannot be credited with the income tax payable. It is a tax imposed on corporate and personal taxpayer on several types of income they receive, and the tax deduction is final. The term final here means that the withholding tax is only once in a tax period with consideration of convenience, simplicity, certainty, timely taxation, and other consideration. Alright, after we know the definition of the tax, now we have to know the object of income tax. Article 4, Paragraph 2 is imposed on a certain type of income. The first is gross turnover or sales turnover of a business under 4.8 billion rupiah in one tax year. The second is interest on deposits and other type of savings, interest on a bond and government bonds, and interest on a saving paid by cooperative to the respective members. The third is price in the form of lotteries or sweepstakes. The fourth is stock transaction and other securities, derivative transaction on the stock exchange, and transactions for the sale of shares or the transfer of capital of partner companies received by the venture capital company. The fifth is transactions on transfer of assets in the form of land or buildings, construction service businesses, real estate businesses, and leases of land and or building. And the last is certain other income as regulated in or in accordance with governance regulation. When this income tax Article 4 Paragraph 2 is imposed on transaction between a company and individual where the company acts as the recipient of the income, the company is obligated to settle this tax only. Okay, now we're going to talking about payment mechanism. In this type tax consists of two mechanisms. The first is withholding mechanism and self-payment mechanism. Both means. The first is withholding mechanism is the tenant have to deduction income tax by 10% of the rents he pays. But if the parties revert to a government agency subject to corporate tax, domestic activity organizers, permanent establishment, joint operation, representative of other foreign companies, and individual appointed by the Director General of the tax. But if they are not the party, what I mentioned before, they have to follow the second ways of payment mechanism. It is self-payment mechanism, which is the final tax of 10% of the rents is paid by the land or building of owner himself. So they are not part of a governance activity organizer and the other parties in withholding mechanism. Okay, maybe that's all from me, and the matri next will explain Tessa and Krisansen. Thank you.
I'm Tessa Laurentia, and I'm going to explain about income tax rate of Income Tax Article 4 Verse 2, or also known as final income tax. So the withholder consists of resident companies, representative or foreign company, organization, and also appointed individuals are required to withhold final tax from the following gross amount of the payment. The first one, rental of land or building. The income tax rate is 10%. Proceeds from transfers of land and building is 5%. Fees for construction work performance is between 2 until 4%. And there are some qualification for it: 2% for small business qualification, 3% for medium and large business qualification, 4% is not qualified. And for fees for construction work planning and supervision, the rate is 4 or 6%. 4% for business that have business qualification and 6% do not have business qualification. The payment is on 10th of the following month and reporting on the 20th of the following month. And next, interest on time or saving deposit and on Bank Indonesia certificates other than that payable to banks operating in Indonesia and to government approved pension funds is 20%. Interest on bonds is 15%. Sale of shares on Indonesia stock exchanges is 0.10%. But for shareholders may choose to pay tax at 0.5% of the market price of their shares upon listing. And income from lot-free price is 25%. Certain income achieved by individuals and corporate with gross turnover no more than 4.8 billion rupiah in one fiscal year is 0.5%. The payment is also the same is on the 10th of the following month and reporting on the 20th of the following month. And here is the example of the calculation of income tax rate, Article 4, verse 2. The case here is about rent of building. So Jason is rented his house to his younger brother for 110 million rupiah. So what is the obligation of income tax Article 4, verse 2 related to lease transaction between Jason and Mike? So as we know that the income tax rate for rent of building is 10%. So the calculation is 10% multiplied by 110 million equal to 11 million. Then Jason needs to pay 11 million to the tax office where he is registered. So that's all the explanation about income tax rate and also income tax Article 4, verse 2. Thank you.
So we already reached our last topic for today's discussion, and it is about how to pay the taxes. Earlier, my friends already explained about the definition and the rates of the income taxes itself. So in this last topic, there are two ways that you can use if you want to pay the taxes. The first one, you can directly visit the tax payment bank to pay the taxes, or you can just do it onlinely. For the direct method, you can just visit the tax payment banks and you need to go to a certain lockets where they will provide you with some documents or known as surat setoran pajak, and then you need to take the documents and fulfill all the required informations related to your incomes and the other stuffs. And after you finish fulfill all the documents, you need to provide your money based on the listed in the documents, and then you can just hand over the documents along with its money to the bank. And then after you hand over the documents, you will receive another documents. It is the same SSP though, but you will also receive information related to NTPN, or known as Nomor Transaksi Penerima Negara. The other methods that you can use to pay the taxes is to do it onlinely. So the first step that you need to do is to visit the DGP website, the Directorate Jenderal Pajak website, and then you need to firstly register if you haven't done it yet. You need to fulfill all information such as your NPWP, FIN, password, your names, and the other necessary stuff. And then after you fulfill all the required information, you need to verify your account. And then if the account has already been verified, you need to log in into the website, and then you can choose the e-billings menu that is provided in the website, and then you need to fulfill all the SSE. SSE is the other version of SSP, while the SSP is used for the offline methods and SSE is used for the online one. So after you choose the e-billing menu, you need to fulfill the SSE, and then you need to choose what type of tax it is and then what type of deposits it is. After you choose the necessary informations above, you can now insert how many amount of money that you need to pay the tax, and you can just save it and then proceed to the next steps where you need to download the PDF, and then inside the PDF you will receive the code billing that you need to use to pay your taxes. The billings code can be used to almost all mobile banking or internet banking. It is up to you actually. Either methods are accepted in our country, so it is free either you want to pay the taxes online or offlinely. And that is going to be our last explanation related to today's discussion. We're sorry if we made some mistakes and if there's unclear topics that we're lack when we're explaining the topics. Feel free to ask. Thank you.